you will have a contract that you need to sign. The problem is that that contract is of course in German. And what I did is that I just thought that, okay, the contract is in German. Of course, I trust the people who I am taking the accommodation from. Hi guys, I'm Nick and you're watching The Happy Hoot, and this is another beautiful day where spring is about to start. It is the third day when it is sunny in a row. Like, it's been ages that I have seen sun, and today it is beautiful. The temperature is 14 degrees and people can go out without thick jackets outside. They're wearing sunglasses and kids are roaming and playing around in the garden, and it's amazing. On this beautiful day, I bring to you a video that I actually wanted to make since long, because it is a video that is related to a lot of your queries, emails, messages, chats, and things you keep writing me, and you ask me like, are there certain things that we need to know before we come to Germany? Are there certain things that we can do wrong? Is there something that you did wrong and you wish you hadn't done? Or is there something that I need to know before I start my life in Germany? And for all those queries, I finally sat down, took a sheet of paper and wrote down things that I did wrong and I could have done better, or things that I shouldn't have done, or things that I should have known before coming to Germany. Hope this video helps you, and before any further ado, let's go. Number one, I signed up contracts without reading them. So the basic thing is, when you come here and you need to have an accommodation, you will have a contract that you need to sign. Now, what I did is, when I came here, I already had an accommodation via a student office in my university. So since I trust that office, I also trust the person who was giving me the accommodation. I just signed the contract and I did not read it. The reason is pretty clear. The contract was in German and I decided that, okay, since I trust the party, I just don't need to read the contract. But the problem occurred when in the very end I had to switch, and I did not know how many months before I have to tell or inform my landlord that I want to switch this apartment with another apartment, so that they have this time period to search the other people. So there are different cases. In some contracts you don't have to bring another person, you just tell your landlord that, okay, this much time before I want to leave, and then the landlord tells, okay, I have this much time period and now you can leave after so and so months. Or there could be contracts where it's mentioned that, okay, before you leave you have to bring another person who takes over this, and only then you can leave. So there you see the problem. Like, if it's okay, you can trust people, not blindly trust, but the problem is also, even if you trust people, if you don't know how the things proceed here, or specifically with your landlord, you might end up in trouble or a little bit stressed, which could be avoided if you would have read the contract before. So I have three solutions for it. One, if you do not know German and if you're extremely new and you are scared to read the contract or do some mistake, just take that contract, scan it PDF, upload it on any online translator and read it through. Two, if you want to avoid this first work, you find yourself a friend who is aware of this particular landlord and the contracts, and has been living with this landlord before or since long. Then he or she might help you to understand the terms of service, or like the very important things that you need to know about this landlord. Or the third option, if you get to make friends with Germans, that you should definitely do, you can really go to some German person and ask them to read this contract and let you know what are the most important things you need to know, because that would be the best option, since I know it's, even for Germans, too long, 8 to 12 pages, but they are pretty much experienced when it comes to German students moving into different apartments and reading the contracts. But never sign a contract without reading. Number two, another mistake I did was like in the very second or third month of my stay here, where I got a side job and I had no idea how the taxes work. Even though I was given certain documents while signing my contract and I had to read them through, I though read them through, but learning from the contract mistake, but I did not know like very specifically how the taxes work. So the thing is that if you work here, there is a certain amount of money that is free from taxes. If you earn more than that, then a certain percentage of this money goes to taxes and a certain percentage of the money which is left over comes to you. Now the problem is that if you are an international person and if you need or you want to go at a certain point in time back to your country, you can actually claim your taxes back. But you need to know rules and regulations and the formalities related to it. You still have to pay the taxes, but if you want to go back to your country, you can actually claim your taxes to be returned to you, because this is not for the country since you were not living in Germany. So if you find a student job or a side job or any job that is related or not related to university or an institute, please make sure that you read your taxes and all the tax information correctly. If possible, the person who is giving you the job, that is your employer, you should speak to him or her or them and get everything clarified so that you know where your taxes are going and how can you get benefited from the taxes. Number 3, now this is something that would probably help students who are coming here to study bachelor's or master's or anything in any field. I took too many subjects in the first semester. So in Germany it's like this: you have a very good idea of having flexible studies, which means that if there is a master course for 2 years, you don't have to finish that course in 2 years. You can also finish that course in 2.5, 3 years, 3.5. Of course, there is an upper limit, which is, I'm not sure, maybe 7.5 semesters, but you can extend your studies longer based on however you want to manage your study. I did not want to prolong my studies, which is clear. I understand, like majority of people I know coming from different countries, they come with a certain budget and they want to finish their studies in a certain period of time, which is also fine. But because of that, I just decided that, okay, I will just finish all my studies in 2 years, 4 semesters, which I did not. I actually finished in 5 semesters, which was also okay. But coming back to the point, since I decided to finish everything ASAP, I actually had a bag full of subjects in my first semester, which was pretty terrible because the things were new. There were certain subjects that were difficult. I could not score a good grade because I needed time to understand them, but at the same time I needed time for other subjects, so it was all hodgepodge, and in the end I managed to get a good master grade. But the stress I had in the first semester was pretty bad, just because I wanted to finish things pretty fast, and I realized later that I can also finance my studies by working here side jobs or having some heavy jobs in the university, which I did. So to all the guys who are coming here to study and you think that I have some stress, then just maybe for the first few weeks see how the studies are working and how your timetable or your schedule is. Try to find out some jobs so that you can financially support yourself in parallel and not stress yourself with subjects and grades. Trust me, don't do that. It's really bad. Number 4, just signing up something because of free gummy bears. So it's like this, that in university there are different things that keep happening, and there was a small stall where there were people from a certain newspaper, and they were giving free gummy bears. And I think so I was very new, most likely like 2nd week or 3rd week. I just wanted gummy bears. It was not also that I wanted free gummy bears. I actually just wanted gummy bears. I went to them. I took gummy bears and they said, you have to sign a form and you have to put in your details here, and here's the gummy bear packet for you. Well, I was unaware of a lot of things, so I just took the gummy bear, I signed the form, I put in my real email address, my phone number, and my signature, and everything was done. Now, 6 months later, I get an email that in next 2 weeks you will be signing up or registering for a kind of a subscription for a newsletter that costs you some bucks per 6 months or per month or something, I don't even remember, and you cannot withdraw it unless you write to us or deregister it within the next 2 weeks. And it was so damn stressing because it was first of all in German. I had to translate it to English, and by the time I realized that I'm in trouble, it was almost too late. Luckily, before the deadline, a German friend of mine helped me write a formal letter that, okay, I do not want to prolong my or start a subscription to a stupid form that I signed like 6 months ago. I don't want any subscription. I luckily could write a German letter, send them, and then luckily I could get myself rid of this. Otherwise, I would be getting for like next 2 to 4 years some fixed subscription from a newspaper that I don't even read. So if you guys are getting into anything where it requires you to fill a form, I know all of you were pretty smart enough, you wouldn't do that. People do stupid things, and I did too. But if you are 1% of those people who are like me, just be careful wherever you are putting your information and wherever you are trying to give your details. Make sure you know what you're trying to do and where this information is going. Number 5, I think I've told this to almost each person who comes new here, and if they ask me, hey, what do you regret doing? And I'm like, hey, don't spend your time at home. Go out, explore, go sit on your computer, desktop, mobile phone, tablet, whatever electronic gadget you have. Go to the place where you were staying or where you're studying. Try to find out top 10 amazing things around you. Explore the place. Don't sit home and waste your time by just thinking, okay, I'm homesick, this and that. I understand. Your family's missing you. You're missing your family and friends. Everything is okay, but you cannot just literally waste your present. It's called present because it's an opportunity to explore, enjoy, and invent things around you, and not just sit home and do nothing and whining about, oh my god, I'm here, why did I do this, what did I do to my life, blah blah. Just don't sit home. Go out and explore. If you don't have money, walk around. Take or use your free bus passes or train passes to just randomly go to a different city, treat yourself. Just get a job and get some money so that it helps you exploring things. And you don't even need money to explore. You just need right mindset. So do it. Number 6, always sticking to Indian friends or the community. Well, I can imagine if a lot of you take it as offensive, and I did not even do it. It's this kind of this thing is basically what I experienced and what I observed from the other people from India, that people often they don't want to get out of their comfort zone, and they want to be there, and they want to spend time with the people from the same community or the same religion or the same area. And that's why they forget that they have come abroad to a country where there are different people from different countries too, and you can talk to them, you can gel with them, you can make friends, you can have experiences that you might not get talking or staying in a community or a group of the same country people. This, however, does not mean that I'm saying if you're from India and you go to a country abroad, then don't stay with Indians at all, don't stay in touch, don't make Indian friends. No, it just means try to explore the possibilities. Like, widen your horizon, like talk to other people, try to sit next to somebody who's from a different country. It's not bad to sit next to an Indian, it's not. But at the same time, you should not limit yourself just to Indian community or group because you feel it's comfortable talking in your own language or English, and I don't want to talk in German, I don't want to talk to other people. Don't do it. You will really regret it. If you want to go back to India, you will not get this chance again. You will regret it badly. And even if you stay here, it will be like a kind of black hole in your experience bag where you just came from one country to another, so from India to Germany, let's say, and you always stayed with Indians. Okay, people, so that was it. Some of those things I really regret doing, and some of them I really think I could have done better, and some of them I would say that if you have watched this video, try to listen to my advice, and if I'm saying don't do it, don't do it. If you trust me even 1%, don't try to do any of these things that I just said. It will just bring you, it will create stupid memories that you can tell your children and grandchildren in the future, but sometimes they might be really bad for you and might bring you in trouble that you can actually avoid while being just a little bit alert or by listening to me. Let me know what are the things you guys regret doing if you have moved from your country to a different country and you realize like months or years later that damn, I could have just avoided it had I been a little bit vigilant and careful. And this is something that I would like to share with other people. I wish you guys a nice sunny day, evening, or a happy night, or whatever, or whatever time you're watching this video. Stay happy, stay smiling, and much love.